No, it's interesting because we got this devotional. Is everyone have their devotional with them? Bring your devotional. That's your homework. You can have it on your phone, that's fine. But I've got space for you to take notes during sermons. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie together, whenever I'm preaching, what's in the devotional. So Sunday sermons are what's in the devotional, and Wednesday sermons are what is in the devotional. So we read today from the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 3, verses 13 through 15. Listen now for God's word. Jesus went up on a mountainside and called to him those he wanted, and they came to him. He appointed 12 that they might be with him, and that he might send them out to preach and to have authority to drive out demons. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Well, I was very ambitious at the beginning of this year, and I bought myself a gym membership to the YMCA Huntsville. And I was so excited because when you go in, they give you a little keychain that's got a barcode, and they scan it, and your picture comes up, and they say, "Welcome back, Mr. Kling." Like, this is nice. But you know what? It's now September. That's 9 months of the year gone. And I have gone to the gym once to get my keychain. So the fact of the matter is, I didn't buy a gym membership. I bought a keychain. But the incredible thing about gyms is the point of a gym is not the keychain. It's transformation. And the point of following Jesus is not a Facebook status. It's transformation. And I bet you all can guess what my excuse was, why I've only been to the gym one time. It might be your excuse too. I was busy. I heard it here from the Stileses. I was busy this last 9 months. But you know who else was busy? Jesus in Mark chapter 3. If you read Mark chapter 3, you might get a sinking feeling that Jesus is not going to make it to chapter 4. He's not going to make it. He's got the followers of King Herod that have decided after watching him miraculously heal someone that they're going to kill him. Turns out he's the only one who can heal people, so he's got as many people as you can imagine. If there was only one Walgreens pharmacy in the whole of Madison County for people to get better, how many people would be lined up at that Walgreens? Everyone in Huntsville would be there. Jesus can't move, it says. He can't eat because of all the people surrounding him. He's got demons surrounding him, evil spirits calling him nasty names. He's got the Pharisees, the preachers, who are telling him he's going to hell. And his family is trying to get power of attorney so that they can commit him to a mental hospital. That was Jesus' chapter 3. He was busy. But right in the middle, we have these verses. Right in the middle of the chaos and the crazy and the busyness and the downright nasty, Jesus calls 12 people by name to come spend quiet time with him up on top of the mountain. And what we know from ancient history is that when disciples followed a rabbi up to the top of the mountain, they would sit down, and that was the cue that meant you are now going to memorize what I tell you. So the disciples are up on this mountain memorizing the words of Jesus. And the way Mark describes it, he doesn't say they're doing flashcards. No, what Mark says is that Jesus gives them the authority to speak the words he would speak and to cast out demons. That's real power. That's real transformation that Jesus made time for in the midst of his busyness. And as soon as he calls them up that mountain, he builds them up, he gathers them, then he sends them out into the chaos, into the busyness, into the downright nasty. But they're not doing it on their own. They're doing it with Jesus, for Jesus, and in the power of Jesus. And that's good news for us today, because we have a table set for us right here. And this table is the symbol that says none of us, no matter what, has to do it by ourselves. Even death, we don't have to do by ourselves. Because on the night when one of those guys he called up the mountain betrayed him, Jesus took a loaf of bread and he broke it and he said, "This loaf of bread is my body, and I am breaking it for you." And in the same way, he took a cup and he said, "This cup is the new covenant, the new promise that I am making you, sealed in my blood for the forgiveness of sins. As often as we drink from this cup and we eat this bread, we proclaim that Jesus is coming back."